everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys came back today for my book review. The book I'm going to talk to you guys about today is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and I think it's worth a listen. So stick around. First things first, a little bit about the book. Children of Blood and Bone is a YA fantasy novel based off of West African mythology that originated in Nigeria, I believe. In this story, there is a land called Orisha, and in Orisha, there are people called Magi, and they have magic and white hair. And the king that rules Orisha, he doesn't like magic. He's actually quite scared of it. And so when suddenly magic disappears, life gets really bad for the Magi and the diviners, who are the children of the Magi that don't have their magical powers yet, but still have white hair. This story is told through three perspectives: Zele, a diviner, the girl on the cover of the book, Amari, the princess, and her older brother Inan, the prince. The journey begins when Zele and Amari cross paths. The two girls, along with Zele's older brother, who isn't a diviner, go on a quest to bring magic back, with Inan tracking them down. So this is going to be a spoiler-free review as much as possible, and I'm toying with my book review ways, so it's probably going to be a little bit different. But I thought I would start with saying what I didn't like first, and then end on what I did like, end on a good note. There were really only two things that I didn't like about this book, and they both had to do with the timing of the book. There is a relationship in this book that, while I like it, and I understand the necessity for it, and I appreciate it in all of its ways, I felt it was a little bit too rushed. The timeline of this book is about a month, and this relationship just happens really fast. It's really fast, and I saw it coming from a mile away, and I understand why it happened this fast, and I understand the whole arc of this relationship. I just wish it had more time to develop fully. I feel like if they had started on this path a little bit sooner, or maybe had just a bit more time in the middle, it might make more sense. It felt rushed to me, like all of a sudden it needed to happen, it needed to be a thing. Maybe that's personal preference. I do understand why it is the way that it is, and I do appreciate it. It's just, I personally felt it was too fast. The next one that has to do with timing is more solely based on a single character. There is a character who is basically struggling with something incredibly important from the beginning to the end of this book. And I felt like this character just needed more time to go through all of the stages and emotions of their beliefs and thoughts and feelings. I felt like this character didn't get the time that was needed. I felt like this character just went from one point to the next so fast. I felt it was just so fast that I had a hard time keeping up. I felt like this character just needed more time. I felt like these things needed more time. They needed to be a little bit more drawn out so that there could be things that were added to them. Now on to what I did like. This book has been compared to Avatar: The Last Airbender. I myself saw several comparisons between the two things while reading this book, and I actually really liked that perspective. That is one of the reasons why I picked up this book, is that people kept telling me that it made them think of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I think Avatar: The Last Airbender is probably one of the greatest shows, if not the greatest show to ever have been created. I love it so much, always will love it so much. It's fantastic. So if you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, odds are you would probably really like this book. I did. And I can see why people made those comparisons. Now, it's not the same. It's never going to be exactly the same. But it was similar enough that I actually really enjoyed it. That was not the only thing that I liked about this book. I loved this book so much. I truly, truly did. I loved the world. I loved the magic system. It was intense and crazy, yet it made perfect sense. I liked the world building. I liked the plot. I liked the stories. I liked the background. I liked the characters. I liked the relationships between these characters. I liked how they changed over time, how bonds formed and broke apart, and the relationships and the character-driven moments and the plot-driven moments. And I liked the adventure. I liked the quest that they were on. I liked how this quest changed the characters in this book. I really liked the character development. I think my favorite one was Amari. I loved her whole story. She's probably my favorite out of the 3 main characters. And besides the aforementioned time struggles that I had, I really did like the timing of this book. It was fast-paced and easy to get through, and it was steady, except for those couple things. And personally, right now, I am in the middle of a reading slump, so it took me a while to finish this book. It took me about 11-ish days, which normally, if I was in the middle of a reading high, I would probably have knocked it out in a day, because it's really, really good, guys. I have felt no desire whatsoever to read these past couple weeks, which is a super big bummer because I love to read. It's probably one of my most favorite things to do ever. This book was so good that whenever I did get to sit down and visit Orisha, I didn't want to leave. It was so good, and the story was compelling, and it's well worth the read. I think that this story is going to be fantastic, continued on in the next books. The things that I didn't like, I'm hoping to get more out of in the next book. I'm expecting more from the next book, and I'm really excited for the next book. And I really liked this book, and I do think that you guys should read it. And yeah, I can't wait for the next book to be released, because I'm confused by the ending. Not 100% confused. Like, I get it, but like, I need to know more. That's it. That's all I just need to know more. Anyway, it's a great book. You should read it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It'd be more like 4.5 stars if I could give 0.5 stars, but it's a 4 out of 5 stars on my Goodreads, and I think it is worth a peek for you guys. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up. Also, go check out my other socials to see what I'm up to over there. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and stick around for next week, because next week is a book tag again, and I'm kind of excited to do this one. So I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and I hope you guys are not in the middle of a reading slump, and I hope that I can see you guys next Saturday. Bye!